to get your fix. Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready to get your fix? With the Wicks here on this beautiful Tuesday, November 9th, 2021, and welcome to the show. Now, since the last show, which was last Wednesday, there has been, a decent amount of breaking news coming out of the NFL, in which I will touch base on a couple of those, like the Odell Beckham news, okay, as well as the whole situation surrounding the Las Vegas Raiders, and also today just happens to be True Identity Tuesday. So that's going to be exciting to get to later. So we're going to talk about a few teams for True Identity Tuesday and tell you what I believe their identities to be. However, first and foremost, what a fucking game we got last night. The Chicago Bears losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-29. Chicago had a chance to kick a game-winning field goal as a 65-yarder. Ultimately failed to do so. It did hit the bottom of the crossbar, bounce out, and hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But I mean, it was a close game, and I would say I honestly didn't expect the game to be as close as it was, but hey, that's the NFL, and that's what we've been dealing with the past 2 weeks. I mean, we've had, games literally go the complete opposite direction of what we actually thought they were going to go in, including, last week, or this week, I should say, the Buffalo Bills losing to the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars 9-6, 5 total field goals, no touchdown. I mean, how the hell don't the Bills score one fucking touchdown in the game? I mean, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Devin Singletary, Dawson Knox if he was still playing. I mean, it blows my mind how they were not able to score a touchdown on one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, I don't understand how that happens. But, hey, these past 2 weeks, we've been blessed with some really funky football, if you will, okay? Last week, me and John didn't do so hot on picks, neither did Logan. This week, me and John are 9-5, I believe, where Logan is sitting at, I think, 5-9 or 4-10 or something like that. I mean, it's just how the cookie crumbles, and it will continue to get better and stuff. At least we're above 500. At least I know I am. I think John might be by a hair. Logan still has a little work to do, but hey, that's okay. All right, we've only been doing that for 3 weeks. So with that being said, I think it is time to get to True Identity Tuesday. So, are you ready to get your fix? Well, like I said, we're going to start right off the bat with the Odell Beckham news. Now, last week he was released on Monday, yesterday, after being excused from practice last week. Just an unfortunate situation. He was excused from practice basically because his dad, Odell Beckham Sr., went and posted a bunch of videos saying how, Baker doesn't throw my son the ball, blah, blah, get Odell the ball, or free Odell and stuff like that. And they're like, we're not going to deal with this no more. They got rid of OBJ, excused him from practice, trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do with him. And then they finally released him. So he actually had till today at 3 p.m. to be officially picked up from waivers, which would basically mean that whoever gets him picks up both OBJ and his salary, which was $7.25 million. But nobody ended up picking him up. Now, if you don't know what waivers are, it's basically the clearing period before you hit free agency, where any team has the chance to sign you, and it goes in order from worst record to best record, and nobody wanted him off of waivers. Nobody probably wanted the $7.25 million that came with it. So he cleared waivers today. He is officially a free agent for the first time in his career. Okay, now according to Tom Pelissero, Odell gets a $4 million parting gift from Cleveland, but he leaves the rest behind. So $3.25 million will be staying with the Cleveland Browns. They are giving him $4 million for parting, and he gets to pick his landing spot, which means
If anybody team wants a chance to pick him up, he has the opportunity to say, no. Or, yeah, sure, I'll sign here. Let's get this done and work something out. But, I mean, this has probably been happening some time now, or this has probably been in the making for some time now, where, I mean, I've said not only this whole season, some of last season, where I said, look, OBJ and the Browns just don't work. It's just not fitting. Something's not right there. I mean, we've seen it when Odell is not on the field. They perform way better, okay, than when he is actually on the field. Jarvis Landry is their number one wide receiver, and I think, they know that going forward. I think Stefanski finally said, you know what, hey, Odell's not going to cut it here. And I don't know how that, it all works out and stuff like that, because I don't know where OBJ is going to land. I would like him to land with the Las Vegas Raiders, in which we'll get to in a sec, because they did lose Henry Ruggs. So they're in really big need of a wide receiver. The Baltimore Ravens are looking like they need a receiver. The Pittsburgh Steelers might need a receiver, being that Juju Smith-Schuster is out for the season. So there are obviously teams out there that would like to have a receiver like Odell. But what role is he going to play? What teams are going to want to pick him up? Does this man, does he need to be a wide receiver one to succeed and have, lower people, not great receivers, not good receivers, okay receivers behind him, so that he can shine and really do his thing, really be the Odell Beckham Jr. that we have known in the past, or his rookie season and the year after that and stuff, with all those one-handed grabs. And it's just, it's a sticky situation, but I do know he's a good enough receiver to play in the NFL. It's just, has his performance digressed, has his athletic ability digressed or decreased or something like that. It's just, I mean, there's plenty of teams that he's going to get signed to, but it is what it is. And there aren't really many wide receivers on the market right now. I mean, for free agency-wise anyways, Odell Beckham would be the first one. And we got Logan asked when Michael Thomas is going to be back. He's done for the whole season. I think we talked about that Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. But back to Odell Beckham. Now, like I said, the Raiders would be a very, very good fit. They did just lose Henry Ruggs for probably, obviously going to be the season, and they did release him. They cut him or got rid of him and stuff like that, which leads me to the Las Vegas Raiders. What the hell is going on over there? I have no fucking clue what the hell's going on, besides or other than the fact that, their head coach, John Gruden, okay, ends up fucking doing a bunch of emails and a bunch of racial slurs, homophobic slurs in there and stuff like that. He gets fired, gets cut or released, or however you want to say it. His salary is probably in jeopardy, who knows. But he's gone. Now, he's out of town. All right, that was the first red flag, all right? Oh, I guess that was the second red flag, because I guess they were being investigated by the IRS and stuff like that, or audited and whatever. So that's the second red flag they got for the head coach, okay? Then we see this little piece of information last week of Henry Ruggs going 156 fucking miles an hour and drilling this car, actually ending somebody's life, which sucks. But 156 miles an hour, being drunk, just being stupid. He now faces 2 to 20 years at max in prison, so his career's over and done with. They had to release him, got rid of him. Well, that was the third red flag. And you think that would be the final one. It's not. The next one just happens to be cornerback Damon Arnett, okay, who went on Instagram waving some guns, acting all gangster-like, saying, I don't know what he was saying, but he was threatening people, okay? When you go to the NFL, or when most of these people, when most of these athletes, when most of these players get into the NFL, the first thing you think of, or the first thing that they say is look, I came from a bad neighborhood. I wanted to get out of there. I needed, an out, something to get me out of that. I wanted to be better than myself. I wanted to be better than what I came from. They get to the NFL, get all these millions and millions of dollars, and they just fucking, I don't need that. Go be stupid. Go do the exact same thing that they were doing before they got into the NFL. And now they're like, well, what do I do? Well, nothing, because you're an idiot. Okay, you're not mentally prepared to play in the NFL. You'd think, before I say that part, let's just take a look at the Raiders' 2020 draft class, rounds 1 through 4, real quick. Okay, first round pick Henry Ruggs, going to prison. more than likely. Second first round pick, Damon Arnett, cut because he wants to wave guns around on Instagram and threaten people, knowing he is a public figure, a public person. You know who this guy is once you go on his Instagram. You know he plays for the Raiders. You know he's a big time name, stuff like that. Gone. See you later. The next one, round 3, Lynn Bowden traded 0 snaps for the Raiders. Round 3, the second pick in the 3rd round, Bryan Edwards. He is their starting wide receiver. Okay, that's just weird in my opinion. I don't think he's as good as a Henry Ruggs, as good as a Hunter Renfrow, as good as a Zay Jones. Who knows? I might be wrong. But their 3rd pick in the 3rd round, Tanner Muse, cut 0 snaps, didn't play for the Raiders. Round 4 comes around. John Simpson is a backup. Round 4, their 2nd pick, Amik Robertson, benched. Who the fuck is their scouting president? Who goes out and scouts these players? Makes no fucking sense. That was, I mean, you'd think going into the draft process and learning who these people are, you want to figure out who the hell they are, where they come from, to an extent, see if that's going to translate, their ego, okay, their maturity, are they mentally stable to play in the NFL? Are they ready to do that? Are they children still? Like, you gotta figure out these people's personality, their character, to make a selection. Not just, oh, hey, that guy's he's a stud. He's a stud on the football field. Let's get him over here, because you never know what's going to happen. Once he gets these millions and millions of dollars right in front of his face, he's going to think, oh, I can go do whatever the fuck I want because I can hire the best lawyers. I can get, all this stuff and get out of this mess, and I'll be just fine, nothing to worry about. It's like, no. You're a human being. You're the exact same person as I am. Okay, if I do that same shit, I'm getting the exact same penalty. It's just how the cookie crumbles. Quit being fucking idiots. This really grinds my gears. Okay, and I've said this multiple times when people want to go out and make stupid decisions like Frank Clark using an Uzi and all this other stuff. It's like, you have the greatest opportunity right in front of you. Okay, to not only set up the rest of your life, but to set up your kids' life, your grandchildren's life, their grandchildren and their children's life, for the rest, to change the outcome, the look on your family's name. And you don't give 2 fucks because, hey, I got this money. I'll be just fine, all right? Hey, what's the worst? I play for the fucking Raiders. They ain't gonna do nothing to me. This is, who cares? They're gonna brush it off. I play in the NFL. No. Sorry, buddy. You're gone. See you later. Quit being idiots. I hate that. There's so many other people out there in the world that would love to have the opportunity that you have. Okay? Figure it out. The Las Vegas Raiders, I think their move from Oakland to Las Vegas is going to be the worst move in history, in my opinion. Okay? This whole team has basically fallen apart. There's nothing left there at all. Okay, now they got to worry about the next guy. Who's going to be the next guy to screw up? Who's going to be the next guy to have all this information? What's going to happen next is basically what I'm getting at. The rest of their season is not going to go well. Okay, we've just seen them go and lose to the New York Giants after Henry Ruggs got released. It's going to be very, very tough to win in Las Vegas if you're young, immature, and have an ego the size of the sun. It's going to be a veteran destination, and that's going to have to happen very quickly. You're going to have smarter, experienced players, people that have been in the NFL for a long period of time, 5+ years, in order for them to make the right decisions, be what the Las Vegas or what the Raiders are all about. Okay, it sucks. It's saddening, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Okay, the Raiders are in trouble. And the rest of their season is not going to look that good. Because I think, and I go back to how that move from Oakland to Las Vegas is going to be the worst in history. And I say that because as soon as people start talking about, oh, weren't they in the Oakland? They were the Oakland Raiders, but then moved to Las Vegas. And they're like, oh yeah, that's when they had the Allegiant Stadium built, but then John Gruden ended up getting fired. And that's the first thing everyone's going to think about is, oh, John Gruden went down, Henry Ruggs went out, Damon Arnett went down. And it's like, that's what they're going to be known for quite some time. That's what that move is going to be known for quite some time. And it sucks. It grinds my gears because people want to go out and act like idiots and ruin and lose all that money that other people have wished they could have that chance to make that money, to be set financially for the rest of their lives and their grandchildren's lives and all those lives. So sucks for the Raiders, but that leads me to True Identity Tuesday, and we're going to start right off the bat with the Las Vegas Raiders' true identity. And I said it briefly before, you probably didn't catch it. If you did, awesome. But right now, the last time we did True Identity Tuesday, I brought up the Raiders, saying how they were a hard-nosed football team. They're going to go out there and they're going to hit you as hard as they can, play 110% every single snap, and make it tough for you. I have to change that, because that's not what they're going to be now. This team has literally, their identity is a fallen apart team. This is a team that is not going to play together very well. And if they do, kudos to them, because they somehow were able to rally around not only losing their head coach, losing their star wide receiver, but also losing their starting cornerback. This team is not going to play well together the rest of the season. There's going to have to be big changes in that organization, I think. And if not, I'd assume we can continue to watch this Raiders organization just fall apart piece by piece. And I think it all goes back and starts with the Davis family. And they got to do something. Mark Davis has to do something, has to figure something out. And who knows? I know he moved to Vegas, obviously, because I think the rumor has that he had a gambling problem and stuff like that. Well, right there should be a red flag as well. The Las Vegas Raiders are, I wouldn't quite say a lost cause until they have more veterans come to that destination and play in that new stadium, Allegiant Stadium, there for the Raiders. But at this point, it's going to be hard to play on the Raiders team, because you're looking at one guy one day thinking, oh, this is the greatest man on earth. Like, this guy's like my buddy, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the next day you're like, what the fuck did he just... Damn, that sucks. All right, well, let's go try to win a football game. All our starters are gone. Next thing you know, you're probably going to hear fucking Derek Carr did something stupid. Doubt that's going to happen. But you get what I'm kind of saying. This team has completely fallen apart. They are not going to play well together, and it sucks for Richie Bisaccia over there, being that interim head coach, trying to rally the troops, trying to get them to play as well together as possible. And it's tough for him. It's tough for the organization. It's tough for the fan base. But this is a bad team right now in a very bad situation. I wouldn't say they're a bad team, but they're in a bad situation right now at this point in time. And I mean, their next 5 games are going to really tell us what this team can do and how well this team can rally, because they got the Chiefs, and then they got the Bengals. And after the Bengals, they have the Cowboys, Washington football team, and right back to the Chiefs. So they have two of their next 5 games are divisional battles, both against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are like kind of rocky team, but I think they should be able to beat the Raiders now that they are kind of, discombobulated, if you will. They're not all on the same page anymore. It's really rocky over there, okay? And the Bengals have been playing pretty solid football. Cowboys, they had a whoopsie this Sunday, if you will, getting just demolished by the Denver Broncos. Don't really know how that happened. Then Washington football team, they're a really rocky team. Raiders could win that one, but at the same time, it's like, who knows with all this stuff going around, how well this team can actually rally around each other and play in the National Football League and play from week to week. So, I mean, it sucks for the Raiders as a whole, but they got to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I think it all goes right back from moving from Oakland to Las Vegas. The Raiders' identity is a team that has completely fallen apart. The next team for True Identity Tuesday will be the Green Bay Packers. They are now sitting at 7-2. They're coming off a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. And an unfortunate one, they didn't have Aaron Rodgers in that one. Jordan Love had to start and made some risky throws. But their defense has played really, really well the past couple of weeks and looked solid. But I think it is safe to say the true identity of the Green Bay Packers is Aaron Rodgers. And I say that because we seen 2 weeks ago, okay, the Packers were without Devontae Adams, without Allen Lazard, without Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and were still able to figure out a way to win the game. Figure out a way to beat the undefeated Arizona Cardinals with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. Then we fast forward to this past week against the Kansas City Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers not able to play due to COVID-related problems, if you will. And Jordan Love definitely does not look like the future quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. At best, he's a backup. At best, he's a backup. Number 2 on a roster, not number 1. Okay? Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers plays that game, Green Bay wins. I'll put money on that. Like, obviously, we can't go back, but I definitely would put money on that Aaron Rodgers, if he plays that game this past Sunday, they win that game against a very sloppy Chiefs team. Okay, Green Bay fought really, really hard, tooth and nail. You know, they were down, 13-0 at one point. They end up scoring. It's 13-7, have a chance to kind of get back in the game, and it falls apart. And I think that goes right back to Jordan Love. He is not NFL ready, and I don't think he's going to ever be NFL starting ready. Aaron Rodgers is a big part of that Green Bay Packers team, and he is their identity because we've seen it. Okay, with Aaron Rodgers, no receivers, he goes out there, wins a ball game, throws for 200 plus yards, has a touchdown or two, has three for sure touchdowns and stuff like that. Balls out, and then Aaron Rodgers is out. Bring in Jordan Love. All the receivers are there. All the running backs are there. The defense is still playing phenomenal football, and they fall short. Aaron Rodgers plays that game. I have the utmost confidence that, in fact, Randall Cobb was he lost all of the defensive backs, was past the safety, was wide open. Jordan Love throws a fucking Hail Mary, and it's just behind him where he has to slow up. The fucking defensive back gets right up on his ass and then tackles him after he makes the catch, where if he hits him in stride, that's a touchdown. That's 6 right then and there. But the Green Bay Packers, they need Aaron Rodgers in a big way, and apparently this doesn't, obviously really mean anything because it's not real, but even the Madden ratings officials bumped Aaron Rodgers overall up because of just how valuable he is to that organization, just how valuable he is to the Green Bay Packers, and how well he can bring that team together and actually win games when they have nothing or little to nothing. So Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers identity, their next 5 is against the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Rams. Then they got to bye, and they're going to the Bears and Ravens. So they got a tough stretch, and this stretch is really going to show, how good the Packers actually are, how well this team can perform under pressure, and how well the Aaron Rodgers can perform after coming back from COVID and stuff like that, which I wouldn't, I have no doubt that he'll be just fine. But they got a good, tough stretch coming up. I think they should be able to win that. But like I said, you never know. This is the NFL week to week. Random things can happen that we never thought would happen in the first place. So finally, for True Identity Tuesday, we are going to bring up the Tennessee Titans. Now, in the last time we did True Identity Tuesday, I did talk about the Raiders, which we brought up today, and I also talked about the Tennessee Titans, how I said, look, Derrick Henry is the Tennessee Titans' identity. And he was, obviously. We seen what the fuck he was doing. 900 plus yards already, leading rusher in the NFL. It is ridiculous. But Derrick Henry's gone for the season, basically, unless they make the playoffs and he has a chance to come back. So they go out and they sign Adrian fucking Peterson. Great to have him back in the NFL. Wearing number 8. Love it. That was one of my numbers way back in elementary school, so kudos to him. That's awesome. But they just fucking keep winning. All right, they just beat the Los Angeles Rams 28-16 like it was nothing. So their true identity, and I honestly believe this, is that they are an offensive juggernaut. Okay, their defense, they're hit and miss. That's going to happen with any NFL team. But with losing what I thought was their true identity in Derrick Henry, which he was, they come right back out of the gut and just fucking start whooping some ass. It's like they didn't miss a step at all without Derrick Henry. Adrian Peterson stepped up nice. McNichols stepped up real nice. Tannehill played good football. A.J. Brown played good football. That team, offensively, is dangerous. And if they get hot, they're hard to stop. Very, very hard to stop. And I think they're a team that the reason why Derrick Henry gets warmer and gets better quarter to quarter is because I think the Tennessee Titans offense gets better quarter by quarter. Okay, they are sitting at 7-2. They are on a 5-game win streak right now. I mean, it is unbelievable what they have been able to do. The Tennessee Titans are a legit offensive juggernaut. Wouldn't put it past them to go and make a run in the playoffs. They could be, they could go to a Super Bowl. I still have the Bills, even though, Jacksonville decided to kick just one more field goal than the Buffalo Bills did. 3 field goals to 2 field goals. I don't know how that happens, but we'll see how the Bills do this upcoming week when they play the Jets. If they lose that, there's going to be real talk to have about that situation. But back to the Tennessee Titans. Look, their next 5 games, they got the Saints, the Texans, the Patriots, then they got a bye, and then they play the Jags and the Steelers. So what I'm looking at basically right here is they're going to beat the Saints, okay? So they're looking at 8-2. They're going to beat the Texans. They're 9-2. They're going to beat the Patriots. Then they're 10-2. They're going to have a bye. Then they're going to beat the Jags. They're going to be 11-2. Then they go to the Steelers. They probably lose that game, I feel like, just because they have to have a loss here or there. I mean, I just don't see them winning out the rest of the season. It's the NFL, okay? And something's going to happen. So we're looking at 10-3 or 11-3, something like that. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a playoff spot. That's maybe a number 1 seed, possible 2, 3 seed, something like that. So they are looking really, really solid unless something drastic happens for that offense. Right now, as of right now, today, November 9th on True Identity Tuesday, the Tennessee Titans' true identity is that they're an offensive juggernaut. Well, that is going to do it for the show today. Thank you all who tuned in to True Identity Tuesday. It has been a great one. We are finally back in the groove of things. I hope all of you guys had a really good weekend hunting or deer hunting. Hope you guys got the 30-point buck out there. I didn't see one until I fucking got home. I was unpacking shit. Happened to look over across the street at a fucking park, and there's a goddamn deer right there where I didn't see one all weekend when I'm sitting, 4 or 5 hours out in the stand just thinking, all right, where's the brown? I need the brown. Where's he at? And then nothing. But it is what it is. But thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to do so. And if you're on YouTube or Facebook, go over to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. I would very, very much appreciate it. So anyways, go have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow here at 6 p.m. for sure. All right. So like I said, go enjoy the rest of your night. And you just got your fix with the Wicks. Thank you guys and have a great one.